Hello, everybody. Welcome back to... Okay, I'm going to say... Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich and the German Empire. Let's continue on from last left off. It's now March of 1936. We're right now, we're at about a pace of one episode per minute. Which... I mean, okay, it does sound a little bit slow. I'll say that. But that's because there's so much happening in Germany, right? Also, my troops can't be here anymore. Where's my Red Army units? They're over back by Berlin because this is now all, troops may not enter. I'm sure that's fine. The German agrarian crisis. The German agricultural sector, struggling for years at this point, has suffered greatly from the economic crisis sparked by Black Monday's market crash. It is the last step in the persistent decline of German agriculture ever since the late 19th century, the culmination of many years of inefficient and outdated methods, unfortunate global market development, and stalling poorly future-oriented agricultural policies. Compared to its Western competitors, such as Britain or the United States, German agriculture has consistently lagged behind in efficiency. 25% of all arable land across the empire is held by 0.2% of the landowners, most of which are operating in East Elbe. Ever since the late 20s, small and medium-sized farmers all across the nation have started to feel the effects of this looming efficiency crisis as well. Steady price erosion for agricultural goods due to cheaper competition from abroad and shriveling purchasing power have slowly led many farmers to the never-ending downward spiral of growing indebtedness. What could possibly be battled via the reintroduction of protective tariffs and import quotas, undoubtedly a controversial policy instrument within Middle Europa, has at the end of the day only postponed the inevitable. With the collapse of the German banking sector and looming crisis, will soon aggravate as many estates and enterprises which have relied on loans to stay afloat are bound to default on these in the near future. And the collapsing demand for agricultural goods could be a nail in the coffin. The substantial crisis has already begun to fuel the DKP electoral campaign and has placed the question of drastically reducing agricultural policy on the agenda. What many seem to have forgotten, though, is the fact that the Conservatives are partially responsible themselves for this dilemma, via their candidates in the State Secretariat of Agriculture, Martin Schleich, and his controversial agricultural policies during the last decade. For now, his political fate is on a nice edge. Fuck it, man. I don't want stability. At this point, just take it all. I mean, you've already taken it. You've taken all of it. I'm actually in stability debt right now. Mosley's been elected chairman of the TUC. Syndicalists have taken over Australia. And the military has taken over in Mexico. Which is fine. I think somebody was saying earlier. So, did somebody say earlier that we can invite Mexico into the Reichspakt? Is that a new thing that we can do? I wouldn't say no to it, if it's possible. Are we still losing political power? We're actually now losing 1.16. It's actually getting worse and worse by the fucking day. The term of the incumbent mayor of Berlin, Heinrich Schramm, is set to expire, and a new election is thus stated to be held by the Berlin City Council. Technocratic independent, Schramm has served as the mayor for several other cities in the past before moving to Berlin, and is generally supported by the local liberal and conservative deputies. The political upheaval after Black Monday gives an opportunity for the Berlin Social Democrats to win election in the city council and appoint one of their own, Otto Ostrowski, current mayor of the... Wait, do certain boroughs of Berlin have their own mayors? Okay. He's seen as a member of the left-wing faction of the SPD, and a victory for him was signal a significant change in Berlin politics. So we want to... We'll give the SPD 3 more seats. 145. So who has no seats right now? The minor liberals literally don't have anybody in parliament at all. Good work, idiots. And the Democratic Union has been formed. Reorganization taking place among the German parties, as the Social Democratic SPD and the Liberal LVP have announced an official agreement on cooperation in the 1936 Reichstag election. The agreement made between Hermann Müller and Erich Koch, the respective party chairman, entails joint candidates in key constituencies and common policies the two parties will push to relieve the effects of Black Monday crisis in the next Reichstag. These policies include banking reform, public works, and other employment measures. In addition, both parties have professed their loyalty to the achievements of the March reforms of the Constitution and their dedication to defend them from encroachment conservatives, hence the name the Democratic Union. Before and during the Weltkrieg, the Progressive People's Party was a close ally of the SPD and persistently ended up in the shadow. And the unification of liberal parties into the LVP was seen as a way of how to escape the shadow and allow German liberalism to become a powerful force in its own right. The LVP's decision to restore the alliance of the SPD thus shows that ultimately they were unable to avoid their fate as a secondary power. I mean, you're still like the third largest party, LVP. Is it possible to stay social conservative? I believe so. I believe you can stay. I think go social democrat, liberal, authoritarian democracy, or conservative. I think those are the 4 paths that you can do. If I remember correctly. There's like a little thing that you can look at. You can look at the spoiler tags to kind of show you how to do every single path. I did look at it. I didn't read them. I only saw kind of like what the paths were. And as far as I know, you can go social democrat, liberal, authoritarian democratic, conservative, or a military coup. But I did not see how you actually achieve those paths. So we're kind of still flying in the, we're going to send them 1,000 guns. Sure. Sounds good. The Kinata Affair. A rather unique case has been sluggishly paused throughout our legal system for years. Now it has reached the highest court in the German state. Anti-colonial activist Jomo Kenyatta has brought a class action lawsuit against the former Middle African administration for its conduct during the 1925 pacification of Kenya. The case has become something of a political embarrassment, as when the plaintiffs are British settlers, it cannot be easily dismissed. They claim that the Schutztrupp harmed them through policies of illegal land seizures and even abduction and torture, all done with the knowledge of the Middle African administration and with little legal basis. While the main parties involved are no longer part of our administration, commenters have noted that an award by the court could potentially set precedent on what is permissible extent of rule bending for our colonial administration is. Okay. Zentrum has seen better days. Since the end of the Weltkrieg, the party has helped form all 10 cabinets, whether from the left, the right, or the center. A strategy that has left it sorely unprepared for these times of polarization, as it now struggles to keep its voters away from the SPD, the DVLP, and the upstart agrarian parties. Under these conditions, the party's ruling cadre has begun to waver. Zentrum's current chairman, Theodor von Gerand, has served for the last 5 years, with an eye on managing the party's various factions. But he has indicted that, should Zentrum be pushed from power in the coming elections, he'll retire from his position. The news has put the entire party on maneuvers, and the first blow has come from the right flank. Heinrich Hell, the Bavarian minister-president, has published an article in the Kolstadt Volkszeitung on the party's future, in which he calls not only for a stronger commitment to regional and conservative issues, but for the party to reach out to Protestant voters willing to defend both. In throwing the glove forth, Held revisits one of the party's most contentious debates. Over time, many rightists and trade unionists have entertained the idea of taking Zentrum out of the tower, transitioning it from a purely Catholic party to an all-Christian People's Party. In her eyes, such a move could unite middle class, working class, and rural interest, and provide a bulwark against the growing left. Hal's remarks on Christian unity have been echoed by leading trade unionist Adam Sturwald, who many believe to be a forerunner to succeed von Gerand. The party's progressives watch these developments with concern. In recent years, the left flank has championed the Catholic nature of Zentrum out of fear that the Protestant votes would draw the parties to the right, and indeed, both Held and Steigerwald has suggested overtures to the DKP and even more right-wing parties. The strongest rebuttal to Held's article has come from the leading Baden progressive, Joseph Rith, who argues that such adventurers risk the party's position in the center and would trust their Catholic electorate in this critical time. So we want to go left. You know what, Zentrum? You can go rightward. That seems fine. You can go a little right wing. You can have as a treat. East Asian divisions, military mission to Constantinople, align Azerbaijan, settle disputes with the Ottoman Empire. I mean, that seems like that would be useful to do. And again, I can't. When's the election? April? Okay, next month. You know how fucking funny it would be if in the worst German economic crisis of all time, you just give the colonies more money? Let's do it. Why not? Let's just get that over with. Give me like 110% civilian economy. I think that would be fun. Economic free fall ceases. Having been in free fall for the past months, the economic crisis finally reached a modicum of stability, or at least it doesn't have much else where to fall. The least stable companies and banks have gone under, and now the most durable ones compete in a shrunken, silenced environment. Investor trust at an all-time low, so new investments are non-existent, and production stagnates. And of course, millions of workers who had stable jobs last year are now on the streets, desperate for work. But companies shaken by the financial collapse are very hesitant to expand and employ more workers again. The initial surprise and shock in the German government has subsided, and our secretariats and ministries have begun developing solutions. The amount of work is enormous. The state must have somehow recovered the economy in the empire back to its old heights, taking on challenges which may require wildly different financial strategies each. The bureaucrats and officials thus eagerly await the results of the April election. Perhaps the next government will have the political capital needed for this necessary action. The Black Monday crisis card game will be initiated. You must win at least 10 rounds of the game. Okay, so they've actually just thrown in the card game from TNO. Excellent. Yeah, money is just a number. It's not real. Also, I don't know if I've just noticed this now, but they've actually made the German Empire flag the actual German Empire flag, and not the naval flag. I don't know how. I think I just noticed that now, actually. Okay. So we're currently in a liquidity crisis. Money issuing. Oh, it is so fucking hard to read that text. This card is 50% more effective because it is a money creation card type played during a liquidity crisis. Economic health is -10. Current debt, 105% of GDP. Honestly, that's not bad at all. Yeah, I did see that you can actually choose which flag France has, which I think is pretty neat. So, I mean, I guess we'll play money issuing. Debt goes up by 1. Sure, play this card. 15-15, stagnation. Okay, let me ask you, how does this fucking work before I click buttons? The Black Monday trading card game is a turn-based game during which you must play against the crisis and defeat it in a match of wits and strategy. Every 30 days, you draw a hand from your deck of cards, including 3 types: Relief, Recovery, and Reform. These cards can boost one another, draw more cards, give you an advantage, or simply deal investment and stability score. Your attack and defense at the end of the round must surpass the crisis, stagnation, and economic decline, while also being aware of the mounting total this takes on your debt. So we just need to have the green numbers bigger than the red numbers. 2,500. Can I get like 750 is not enough. Recovery card. Relief. We could play both of you. This will solve stability. So this will be good. You'll be at 2,000. If we play both of you, we'll be fine. We'll actually be like way over on 750. I mean, I guess we'll do the employment program. And then we just need a card that has 250 points for stagnation, and then we'll be good. Yes, they've added in the Hoi 4 deck builder. Finally. I think that's what Hoi 4 needed, is a card-based. Oh no, I'm too poor to spend all this money on nothing. Okay. Well, good work. Let's have a military mission to Constantinople. I think we can be friends with them, right? A verdict. Years of legal battle have come to an end earlier today when the litigation of Joma Kinata ended at the highest courts in Germany. While the Kikyo lawyer has skillfully defended his points, the defense was represented by renowned political theorist Carl Schmitt. The jurors produced a novel defense that has established a new legal precedent. The Sturmtrupp's command has allegedly acted in the interest of the state by taking the necessary steps to ensure the integrity of the empire in a state of exception. The final details of Schmidt's case were largely based on his essay on political theology, which gave birth to the phrase, "Sovereign is he who decides on the exception." Whether Schmidt intended this or not, the phrase has become a catchphrase for the supporters of a more hardline approach to colonial governance. There we go. You know what? Okay. Fans breaking out in Szechuan. I could not give less of a shit. We'll play you next. When are they going to add, like... Remember when I don't know, did this ever actually come out? Do you remember when, a few years ago, they were talking about the Kaiserreich dating sim? Was that a real thing? Or is that, like, something that was, like, an April Fool's joke? I could have sworn they actually made it, but maybe I'm wrong. No majority in the 1936 election. As predicted by quite a few during the campaign, no majority has been found in the Reichstag after the election of 36. A majority is impossible without the participation of either the SPD or the DVLP, two parties on different ends of the political spectrum, either of which would need time to dismantle the old consensus and cross a new coalition in the legislature. However, there is no time for the Reichstag to bicker amongst themselves until they finally form a government. With each passing day, the economic situation grows worse and the faith of the people falters farther. When the parliamentarians cannot lead, the duty is to make a decision falls on the Kaiser Wilhelm II. Even after the March Constitution, his role in the formation of governments remained definite, and whenever there's no obvious majority in the Reichstag, he sees fit to appoint compromise choices like Burdock or loyals to the court like Dirksen. Through Crown Prince Wilhelm, the Kaiser was recommended an interesting choice, Kurt von Schleier, the current Minister of War of Prussia. Ever since Leo von Kaprivi's resignation in 1894, Wilhelm II has been reluctant to appoint military candidates to the office, and parliamentarians would hardly wish to see a uniformed man command the empire either, as it brings back memories of Hindenburg and Ludendorff's plotting during the Weltkrieg. However, Schleifer offers several valuable qualities as well. During the past 2 decades, he has nurtured an image of a moderate who works well with the Reichstag, has ties and connections across the political spectrum, and is a noted supporter of trade unions such as the ADGB, earning him the moniker, the Red General. At the time when national unity is necessary, all of these qualities are crucial. Finally, he is a close friend of the Crown Prince Wilhelm, who is a major influence on his aged father, and eventually got him to appoint the new new Chancellor. Okay. 2% stability. Remove March, lease April. We actually get negative 25% stability. Anyways. Ah, Jesus Christ. I need to stop fucking coughing, man. Okay, so what do we got here? Appoint Kurt von Schleier as the effect political power gain plus 15%. Consumer goods 10%. Recovery rate goes up. Cabinet Schleier becomes the ruling party. Public election should be held every 5 years. He's been appointed chancellor. However, it seems unlikely that he can stay for long. That is what we like to call foreshadowing. Has Middle Africa been reworked? I think they've done a little bit. I don't know if they've been like completely changed. Black Monday turn completed. Oh fuck! Did I? Oh, I did. I fucked it up because I didn't beat the numbers. Okay, we didn't beat these numbers here. Also, we're doing some other stuff here. Okay. In his first speech for the Reichstag, Chancellor Schleier announced that his first and biggest priority in the government will be to contain the economic crisis caused by the Black Monday market crash. To this end, he spoke against orthodox economists and their agendas by stating that the most crucial step to take is a war against unemployment. Stability in the financial markets, management of the imperial debt, and they're all important. But they cannot be more important than the millions of yearning masses thrown out of their jobs during the course of the past few months. Job creation and a war of unemployment, those were slogans of the hour, popular with the people, who demanded quick solutions to their personal economic issues. Already, the new chancellor has been in contact with like-minded officials, such as Franz Turnhoff and Fritz Beit, who have been developing an economic-based recovery plan with the aid of the ADGB Trade Union Confederation, or potentially even the famous Walter von Rathenau, who has developed a complex scheme of full reform for the German economy along the state-controlled lines during the Weltkrieg. However, that is not the controversial event of the day. With the Chancellor's backing, the first law of the cabinet was proposed in the same session, amended the procedure for votes of no confidence established by the March Reforms, which were described vaguely in the Constitution itself and thus clarified in ordinary Reichstag bills. Citing the necessity for cabinet stability under the fractured nature of the current Reichstag, Schleier pushed for a system of constructive no confidence vote. A no confidence vote on the government may only be used for and pass if a replacement candidate for chancellor is proposed by the same people. This proposed replacement candidate is then recommended to the Kaiser, though he still has full power to choose whoever he wants. This has delayed any no-confidence vote towards Schleier by making sure that the SPD and the DVLP could not just band together and move whoever they wish. Though it does not mean that they have to give up just yet. The parliamentary parties now just need to build a critical mass in the Reichstag to push through their choice. So we complete some focuses. The battle over the chancellorship of Kurt von... okay. Excellent. Confident. Constructing no confidence. Die Ascherschlag. So we do need to beat these. 2 cards we added, changed the crisis type. Right now we got an inflation crisis. Give me 2 more cards, please. Follow that up. We got a bonus towards you. You immediately fix stability. Boom, done. We now need to deal with stagnation. All relief cards will do 20% more stability. I don't need more stability. I need stagnation points here, motherfuckers. Change crisis. You know what? Let's change the crisis type. Now labor crisis. 1414. 2%, 1%. Deals 200 for every Eastern European state currently Middle Europa. I think 1400 doesn't actually get us here. I think I have to take you as well. So we beat the numbers, but we are 140. We're in so much debt. But that's okay. I'm sure we're golden. By the way, so you're gonna be done in 6 days, and we've now unlocked you. Now I have noticed down here, the regime of the Red General, the Enabling Act. If you know a little bit about history, the Enabling Act, it might sound a little familiar to you. Okay, so what do we have in here now? So this is for the cabinets. Far left parties, SPD, Democratic Union holds 161 seats. The right wing holds 67 seats. Activity in 28 days. Activity in 28 days. Total of 3 factions may be flagged. So we okay, so we can protect some of these parties. So let's protect the left. Who am I wanting to? Accepted many across the political spectrum. 2 power brokers. So do I want them to take this, or do I not want them to take this? I guess we'll go. Fuck it. We'll do the 3 biggest parties, and we'll call it a day. Zentrum right, and then why not Zentrum center as well? There you go. We'll just click these 3, and we'll see what that does. We'll see what that does for us. Don't worry about any of this stuff. And I would say with that, though, this would be a good time for us to end off this episode. So thanks for watching.